Yaakov Weglein from the Efrat Educational Farm here. What I'm holding in my hand is a weed growing everywhere, and it's actually covering a good part of our fields, and we have to pull it out. But before we pull it out, we also know that it's something that we can have make something nice out of, take advantage of it. In Arabic, they call it khubeza, and that's what most people call it. In Hebrew, it's called chelmit. And you can see that it has these lovely roundish leaves that are folded a little bit into a fan with jagged edges. It's really identifiable. The kids growing up in Israel like to peel off the fruits after it flowers and eat those, but we are now collecting the leaves. You can see here Idan is clipping leaves, Idan and Sulik, and we're going to turn these into little patties. We're going to fry them up, mix them with some onion and some seasonings and maybe some breadcrumbs and eggs. We'll see what we put in there, whatever we have in the kitchen, and we're going to make some nice patties to eat out of this. And at the same time, we're getting rid of a weed that's filling up our fields. One of the farm's teachers, Malchut, is checking the leaves to make sure there are no insects left on it. She previously soaked them in salt water and vinegar to make sure to get rid of the bugs. There are two types of bugs that will generally be found on leaves. You have mini flies, which are much easier to get rid of, and then you have tiny aphids, little green bugs that by holding it up to light, she can see, make sure there are no little green spots. Ones that have any, she puts aside, and the ones that are clean, which are the vast majority, she's putting back into the bowl, and we will use those to make our patties. So here, two of our teachers, Idan and Surlik, are preparing the ingredients. Idan is chopping up the onions, and Surlik here is really mincing up the khubeza or the chelmit. Most people call it khubeza, and we'll soon be ready to form the patties. So we mixed a whole bunch of leaves, really it's as much as you want, with a few onions, 3-4 eggs, added some garlic, pepper, salt. You can add whatever seasonings makes you happy. You put some of the Italian seasonings like oregano or basil, or even wild oregano, which is called izov here. Some people like to call it za'atar. And then we fry it up in little patties, just to cook them, just to release a bit of the bitterness of the leaves. And we get some nice greasy patties. They're very yummy. The kids love them. Now, khubeza, or mallow as it's called in English, or chelmit in Hebrew, is of course full of a lot of dietary fiber because it's wild green leaves. It also has about 4.5 grams of protein per serving, a bunch of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, all good stuff for you, and they even claim to have a bunch of antioxidants. So all in all, it's a very tasty way to use weeds or wild plants that you can find growing in the fields. Just about everybody can find them growing near their house in Israel. Especially this time of year, the leaves are nice and fresh. You want to pick the freshest, greenest leaves, not the ones that are ragged or full of holes. And really enjoy yourself. B'te'avon.